Good morning, friends. Hey, it's Carrie. Well, I'm starting my first video over because I screwed it up, so I've got to backtrack here this morning. We're doing e.l.f. today, all e.l.f. I just used my e.l.f. hydrating primer, and then I came through and I used my e.l.f. Cameo, and I'm sorry I videoed this, but my phone died, and so now I've just got to explain where I am to catch up. This is e.l.f.'s Cameo Soft Glam Foundation, satin foundation, medium buildable coverage with 1% hydrating hibiscus complex. And the color I'm using is Fair Cool, and this is the e.l.f. foundation. Everything e.l.f. Everything is e.l.f. today, except my brows. Then I came through just now and I added this e.l.f. blush. This is a liquid blush. I just tapped it on right here. It's a beautiful color actually, and this one is Bold Faced Lilac. So this is an e.l.f. liquid blush. I put the blush on first because I feel like the liquid blushes go better on top of your wet foundation. I think if you can, but it's a little bit harder to blend if you put it on top of a dry skin. If you put it on top of your moist skin with your foundation, it blends easier, and it is a beautiful blend. You can see how beautiful that color is. I'm very impressed actually. Now I am using my e.l.f. powder. I'm going to use my kabuki brush to put the e.l.f. powder on. This is a pressed powder. We'll see how this goes on with, or instead of using a loose powder, this is a pressed powder by e.l.f. Also very impressed with that. This is, let me tell you this one, this is Prime and Stay Finishing Powder Sheer. The color is, doesn't give me a color. That's weird. This is it. No color on the back of it. Strange. It just says sheer, so it must just be their sheer. That is beautiful, I must admit. It's very, very pretty. Gives you a beautiful, beautiful sheer look. Just going to get a little bit of lipstick on. A little bit of gloss today, because we are doing gray. Gray black, favorite color. So this is, to recap, since all that got erased this morning, we are doing our results, our winner, which is e.l.f. Favorite brand, e.l.f. Favorite color, gray. Favorite product, eyeshadow. And today we are using this beautiful e.l.f. matte gray. This is the palette. Beautiful colors. And we're gonna do a dark lid, and then we're gonna come over it with a lighter color. I have the fan on in the background. I hope you can hear me okay. I just actually, let me turn that off. It was a little hot in here this morning when I came up here, so all right, that's much better. I didn't realize how noisy that was. Okay, gray. Brows are done too. So we're going to use the darker gray here because we're going to go, this is a gray-black look. We're going to use a very sort of stiff brush because I'm trying to control where the color goes, and when you use a stiffer brush, you have a better opportunity to control your shadow. So we're just putting that all the way on the lid and just sort of stippling it on. I'm going to come back in a minute and we're going to blend it out. Doing the same over here, just really getting it on. Stippling it on. I do have a mess here that I got a little bit too heavy-handed right there. So we're just going to pick up finishing powder that we just used, and we're just going to clean up under there just a little bit because I got a little heavy-handed right there. Okay, so let's grab a really fluffy brush and let's blend. Blend, blend, blend. Blend is your friend. So you really want to take your fluffy brush and grab your product and do a windshield wiper back and forth, back and forth. Back and forth. Beautiful. Now with this, you are going to get some shadowing here, and I see it already, shadowing in the corners around your nose. So we're going to, now we're going to pick up the lightest color and we're going to do some cleanup around the gray. We're going to come in here, around the corner of your eye, and up through your big bone up here. And we're going to make sure there's no severe shadowing right on your nose. You want to make sure that you don't have that there, because when you do, your eyes are going to go backward instead of popping forward. They're going to sink back, and we don't want that. We want our eyes to be front and center. Very nice. Now we're going to come under. Just making sure that we don't have any fallout down here with this lighter color. Okay, now we're going to come in and we're going to grab a gray, one of the lighter gray colors. I'll show you which ones I use here in a sec. And we're just going to come right in here where we normally do and fill in a little bit of light gray color right here and your inner third. So you get that really nice light reflection right in the corner there. Beautiful. Now I'm going to get that darker gray and we're going to come down here. We're going to pick up our cleaning brush again. Make sure that there's no fallout. And then we're going to pick up that lighter gray again and just blend this right here. Whoops, there goes my lights. Okay, come back. Okay. It's pretty. Really pretty. That's beautiful gray. It is a true gray too, which is, I'm really liking that. Then I'm just going to take a little of that darker one again, and we're just going to come right, oops, I got fallout a lot there. I have to fix that. Okay. Got to do some correction here. Picking up the,
but in 2030, he's not going to be the president, and you will have...
Pick up that, clean that under there. All right, very nice. So in this one, I used this one on the lid and to outline. Then I came through and I put this one in the corner right here, and then I used this one up in here and underneath to clean up. This is e.l.f.'s Matte Grays. Beautiful palette. Now, I do think the blush is a little light, and because I do have powder already on, I'm just going to do a little bit of dusting in with my brush, what's left in my brush, just to give it a little bit of help. The current liquid e.l.f. blush, that looks much better. Yeah. All right, that's on. Looks good. Let's see, do I have my... Need to do a little bit of correction on the brows. That looks good. Time for curls. So I'm using our e.l.f. curler. Place it on the lid, push it up, and curl. Beautiful. Put it on the lid, push it up, and curl. Beautiful. All right, e.l.f. Black Mascara. Cannot believe here we are the Monday before Thanksgiving. Just went by so quickly. I don't even know where September and October went. It just seems like poof. We're finishing up the summer and we get into September and it just rolls along, and then that's gone, and now we're a week away from Thanksgiving. Crazy, right? Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, let's see here. Get this good. Using e.l.f.'s Black Mascara. Not sure how old this is, so may have to add top coat. Gray, beautiful gray, gray black, classic gray black. You just can't go wrong with it. All right, looking good. Very nice, actually. I'm very impressed. Let's get some brows locked into place here with our Benefit Bang Brow Gel. Okay, how does that look, everyone? Let's add a little bit of darker color, though. Gonna just pick up my Cocoa Shimmer and add a little bit of color to those lips because they're just non-existent. So one thing I couldn't really find to complete this look was an e.l.f. lip. So I am using an LA Colors, similar product, not exactly the same brand, but a similar brand. So let's recap. We're using the foundation, let me get my glasses here. First of all, we're using an e.l.f. primer, excellent. I think it's the best on the market. The e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation is definitely a beautiful product. As you can see, it goes on beautifully. It fills in lines. It's very hydrating. It is really, really nice. I'm using number 10, Cool, Fair Cool. And this is a good product, absolutely a good product. Then we are using the e.l.f. Liquid Blush, which is Bold Faced Lilac is the color. Very beautiful. I put on 4 dots across here when I did it in my first video, and it goes on pretty intensely, but if you blend, and let me do another demonstration maybe on my hand here, if I can get my hand to turn around. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That's about what I used on my cheek. And then if you just come in and you really just sort of blend like this, you can see how beautiful that color is. It's very natural too, so you would never guess. I mean, it's like your own natural flush when when you flush and you get embarrassed. So it's a beautiful product. It's very hydrating too. Cameo Liquid Blush in Bold Face Lilac, beautiful product. Then we used the e.l.f. Matte Gray eyeshadow palette. This one, beautiful. Can't go wrong with this. And it is true gray. It does not change from gray to green or gray to brown, which blue, which I can't stand. That drives me crazy when that happens. And then we used an e.l.f. black mascara, Defining and Lengthening Lash Beats by e.l.f. in black. And then we used a similar LA Colors Cocoa Shimmer for the lip because I just could not find a lip color. And then finally the e.l.f. Finishing Satin Powder, which I'm really impressed with this, I must admit. This is a beautiful powder. Not quite as much coverage as I get from my Revlon, but definitely a contender if you cannot find, or if you don't want to pay the Revlon price, because the e.l.f. products are all going to be cheaper than the other brands. So there we go. That's it today. e.l.f. is the winner. Eyeshadow is the winner, and gray is the winner. And you cannot go wrong with a gray eye, because here's what you can do when you go from day to day, which we're in work hours right now, and you want to go from day to from work to night. You can definitely add more depth by adding another layer of this really dark gray. Bring it out, and there is a black liquid e.l.f. liner that I saw when I was in the store. I don't use those because I can't control the line, but that would be stunning with this look, to get a really thick line across the top. That would look really, really nice. It's just not something in my wheelhouse that I can do ever. I've never been able to do it. I get one done and then the other one looks just horrible. So there we go, girls and guys. Your winners, gray, e.l.f. eyeshadow. Thank you so much for that. I hope you have a great week. Get out there and make it happen. Be ready for anything, as they say, especially those 10-second all-important first impressions that you get. I hope you have a wonderful, productive day, and thank you for joining. Please like, share, subscribe, and send me comments. If you're new here, thank you for joining. If I haven't reached out to you, send me a message, would you, and let me know that you are new. I do try to check that at least twice a week, just to make sure I'm not missing any new members, and I appreciate the fact that you come in every day and watch these Get Ready With Me's. Have a great Monday, everybody, as we take this final week as we prepare for the holiday season, which is in full swing Friday, because Friday is technically the beginning, right? Because nobody works next week. In reality, nobody works next week. Many blessings, and we will see you soon. Have a great day. See you tomorrow, everybody. This is Carrie. Thanks for joining me as we get ready this morning on this beautiful fall Monday. Be safe.